really help you to really access that stillness within. And for me, one thing that I really want to share is that 2022 has been a huge year for me. I have embodied many big lessons, some of which I had to really learn through the hard way, and some of which I learned very quickly thanks to my daily practice, thanks to my daily devotion, really. Um, Embodying my vortex of stillness has been the non negotiable for me. As I take every step forward, I take it with faith. And it is faith without the evidence of it working just yet that I take the steps. And so when people always ask me, how did you do it? I would always say, you know, take that step with faith, even before the evidence comes through, even before you see the evidence, because the minute you see evidence that it is quote unquote working, oftentimes it's not really, it's not really something you have planted anymore. It's a proof, it's a plant that has sprouted already at that point. And then you'll be wondering, well, I don't know how that happened, but wow, okay. And I hope that it sticks around because, I might have just been lucky. And this, secondly, it's a sign to me, and it's oftentimes something I work through with my clients as well. It's a sign that you don't believe that you can truly have it. And that is a sign that you're not embodied. The meaning of what it is hasn't really landed for you. Be it abundance, be it freedom, be it your dream job, your dream man, dream woman, whatever it is, if you carry that little insidious belief that, man, this is too good to be true, and I wonder when it's gonna end, I wonder when the bad stuff is gonna happen to me, then that is something we call is a subconscious dissonance that we have to work through. And it is so important for you to work through that, because that is always going to hold you back. It's always going to hold you back from going all in. And going all in for me is non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable when it comes to living life truly, fully, and stepping into my wholeness. Every one of us is born whole and worthy. Nothing has changed that. Nothing can change that. And we have to take back the responsibility to say, I am claiming my authentic power back now as the creator of my life. I am the leading lady of my movie. I am the director of my movie. I'm sitting front and center as I watch and project my movie out. This movie that is our reality has been created first and foremost by your energy. So where are you directing your energy? Where are you investing your time? Where are you focusing your attention? Are you focusing your attention on, will this work for me? Maybe it's not going to work. And then you start to look around for evidence that it will not work. And you have just literally given up even before you started. And what happens then? You overthink and you're stuck in the same place again and again and again and again. Nothing changes until you change. And some of the big lessons that have landed for me, and I really want to just share that so that I hope that it can help you in some ways to just kind of shake you up, wake you up, because here we are at the end of 2022. And if you're sitting there still wondering, well, I'm still complaining about the same thing I complained about the last year. I'm still sitting where I am, same time, same date last year, then take a freaking good look at yourself. Because the good news is you have absolute 100% creatorship that you can literally just take back right now by saying, I am going to take a foot forward into something that scares the daylight out of me, and I'm gonna go do it. And I see this, and one of the reasons that inspired me to really speak about this is because I have so many women approach me about my work these days, and I only have a handful who would actually step forward and say, this is what I'm going to do. I'm doing this for me. I'm going to invest in myself. And I've said this before, I'm going to say this again. Every woman who invests in themselves is setting themselves free. And in effect, every pound and dollar I'm being paid is a woman setting themselves free. That is it. I'm not here to convince. I'm not here to push you to make any decisions, because you yourself know the best what is for you. But if you let your fear override your soul's whispers, your soul's deep, deep knowing that you are the goddess, you are the creator of your life, then obviously the fear is going to overtake everything. It's going to overtake everything, and you're just gonna live in that fight, flight, freeze response over and over and over and over again. Most of our lives is being run by our subconscious. Your consciousness is the one thing you can bring into your life right now so that you begin to create consciously. This is what conscious leadership means. Leadership doesn't just mean leading other people. And in fact, there's a lot of confusion in the world about what leadership even means. Lots of people mix power and leadership up. When I speak about leadership, I first and foremost would ask, how are you leading yourself? How are you leading yourself with love? How are you believing in yourself so that you lead yourself forward with faith, without having to need to see the proof and the evidence before you do that? Because if you are making decisions that truly is so aligned with the leadership within you, where you're saying, okay, I really want to up-level myself. I really want to work on this subconscious dissonance. I really want to live on purpose, and I'm so determined and devoted and committed to finding that out. I'm going to lead myself through to something that I've never done before, and it scares the bejesus out of me, but I'm still going to do that. That is self-leadership. One of the biggest lessons I've learned in 2022, and I know 2022 hasn't really finished yet, but for me so far, it's about investing in myself. And I don't invest in mentorships anymore just based on how much money I can make back with it. I invest in mentors who can inspire, up-level, and expand me as I walk beside them. And so effectively, that means I am moving the needle in my life in every aspect. This is so important to understand. So many of us, we hang back, we hesitate because we want to find ways to justify that this is going to be worthwhile, right? This is what we always do. It's like, okay, I really want to invest in this, but I need to make sure that I'm going to get something back from this. But here's the thing I realized, I used to think like that too. But what I realized is that just with that thinking, we are already putting ourselves in a box that is so, so small. And hear me out. The reason why I say that is because when we think in that way, we're literally saying, I don't really believe in myself, and I'm just putting a bet on myself. And maybe this will work, maybe this won't. How about saying, I'm going to invest right now in myself, and I just know that no matter what, I'm going to take something away from this. I'm going to learn, I'm going to expand, because I am committed. So how is that ever going to be a failure? Ever. Because I'm devoted, I'm committed, I believe in myself, and the rest is just bonuses, guidance, mentorships that's here to up-level me. And I'm committed. Obviously, something will shift. Absolutely. Because I'm there. I'm 100% there. So how can it fail? How can it ever fail? It's impossible. So think in that way. That is how millionaires think. That is how big leaders think. Light leaders, way showers, they were not given a blueprint. Ever. And so if someone comes and asks me, like, I would love to walk with you, I would love to do this with you, and then they turn around and they say, I don't know, this is a bit too much for me, and I can't really afford that right now. I say, that's all good, all in good time. When you're ready, come back. When you're ready to take that leap forward, come back. When you're ready to step forward with faith without needing the evidence this is going to work for you, come back. You're always welcome here. But my work is truly, truly transformative. And I know that when a woman literally says yes, the minute she says yes to this work, she's already started her alchemy because she has said yes to herself. That is what this power is. The authentic power is ignited the minute you say to yourself, this is what I'm gonna do, even when it still feels really uncomfortable. It stretches me out of my comfort zone. I don't know what it is, but my soul just calls me to this woman. I'm gonna walk with her. And my commitment to you is that I'm 100% there, high level support. I'm there with you. I'm here to harness the work of stillness, to allow you to embody your own vortex of stillness, your own. Nobody can take it from you. And this is priceless. It's literally priceless. And for me, I know one of the biggest lessons as well that landed for me is that stillness is where everything begins and ends. I have absolutely freed myself in this space, and I continue to feel into my being, as a leader, as a way shower, as a ceremonial keeper, as an ancient wisdom keeper. I know now that what's important is to master my emotions, to transmute them, to alchemize them into real, real, pure, crystalline light so that I can help others to navigate their own rivers of life. I really, really believe in that. It really can be this simple. Everything else, your business, your marriage, your love life, your friendship, whatever it is, they will start to fall in place when you are seated in your vortex of stillness. That stillness is the expression of what we call the Tao. And when you're in harmony with that stillness, everything will fall in line because now you're seated and you're claiming back your place as the creator, and everything is divinely orchestrated by you, and it stays with you in the ever-changing external circumstances, and the landscape that changes is always changing. The vistas around us are always changing, but you are constant because you're constantly devoted to your expansion, to owning your light, to clearing the subconscious dissonances that you have accumulated for so many years, for the power of being yourself once again, so that you're no longer subjected to the conditionings that you have accumulated that are not even yours, right? So once again, I truly, truly just want to say, I truly believe that the power is yours. We have to understand that if you desire to live a life that's extraordinary, most of the time, the extraordinariness is already found in the ordinary. It is our responsibility to begin to be able to perceive that. And the reason why you can't perceive that is because you don't have the energy circuits in place to see that. And when we talk about energy circuits, we can go all the way back to Taoist alchemy. We can talk all about the energy that's flowing within us. If our channels are not open, we won't be able to perceive the extraordinariness in us, period. End of story. So I just want you to know that this work is truly immense. And yes, it may not be for everyone, right? But for me, it's been so transformative. I've been able to truly access so many different dimensions. And I've really been able to cultivate a space, a really sacred space, so that other women who come and work with me, clients, they can really access their own vortex of stillness. And it's been so huge. One of the biggest things that landed for me is that I would absolutely honor the feelings inside of my body. I will never push them away ever again. Why? Because they are already telling you there is something in this situation that's not right. Or the body feelings are already telling you that something about that situation is so right. Follow that feeling, go there. And if we don't know how to discern this, and this is something I really teach all my clients inside of the Siren Goddess, we want to know how that feels like. We want to know how to go to those places that are difficult. We want to know how to go there effectively, not as a mental story, but actually be there as an energy form. Again, it's a lot to do with our channels within us, how we open that up, how we allow ourselves to expand our perception, how we open up our pineal glands, our pituitary glands. It's all beautifully designed in a way inside the Siren Goddess, so that you allow this to land so beautifully, to integrate your mind and your body and your soul through a beautiful sacred space where you're held in ceremony. And the one thing I really really have witnessed in this space, just being here for a couple of years now, it's difficult sometimes to differentiate the people who call themselves one thing and the truth of who they are, if you don't know how it feels like to be authentic. And what I really mean is that, I've come into the knowing that anyone could call themselves anything. And while I have been a true enthusiast when it comes to connecting to people across the board, I have learned sometimes through the hard way that, in some cases, which I am still very grateful for, I've learned that despite what an expert they call themselves, nobody can influence me unless they clearly demonstrate a way of living that inspires me as well. Unless they clearly demonstrate to me that they walk their talk and they're devoted to their path. Because I've seen one too often that people tend to just flounder, they're not embodied. And it's not to say that they don't have a sacred gift, they do, but the importance of anchoring in the gift so that you are of service in this dimension and beyond, because you're here, you're landed, you can finally free yourself to become so much more. And this is something that I talked extensively inside of my work as well, because we want to live on purpose and we want to also be in a state where we truly walk and live and breathe the goddess presence. It's not a fluke, it's not a myth. The goddess presence is real. It's a presence you exude, through your words, through the way you speak, through the way you write. I can tell you right now, when I look at someone's post, I can tell you pretty much whether they are actually walking the talk of what they write. And this comes from really practicing, this comes from really discerning, this comes with the power you harness in yourself, because the more authentic you become, the more you're able to perceive the world just as it is. No hate, no saying this is right or this is wrong, but just saying this is not for me, or this is for me, So I absolutely I can't say enough good stuff about this work, and I would love to share. I would love to keep sharing that. I'm going to be running a final transmission for free called Pillback. You will be able to join on Zoom with me to come on live, or there will be a replay for a limited time after that, after which it will be taken down and it will be a sold product. So if you want to join me and have a deeper conversation on this, absolutely sign up. You can DM me for the link. And also, I have opened up spaces for one-to-one mentorships, be it 3 months, 4 months, or 1 year. 1 year, you absolutely have access to everything else that I'm going to be doing throughout the year, and you'll be walking with me for 1 year. And imagine the kind of elevated consciousness you're going to be co-creating. It's going to be so exciting. I'm so excited to be doing this work. This is so beautiful. The 1 year mentorship is called At Mystery's Gate. And the reason why it is because in rawness we rise. And imagine the potency, the potentiality of walking with me for 1 year. And as I up level, so will the whole system, the whole program, the whole immersion. And I can't tell you enough how much I am just rocketing through right now. Sometimes I need to remind myself that I need to really anchor this in at the same time, but I am not stopping. And you, my love, it's time to rise. Rise through the fear. Rise through all those things you keep hearing all around you that's telling you it's doom and gloom and hopeless. Because the truth is, you are the creator of your life. You can absolutely take back control of what you're experiencing, of what you're seeing, and who you're surrounding yourself with. And I will never compromise that ever in my life. I want to surround myself with people who will lift me up and walk with me when I'm down and when I'm high up there, all at the same time. And if that is not honored, that's okay. That's okay. And I want to keep up leveling. I want to keep doing the work that I'm doing with in a better, like in a constantly bettering way. You know, there's no other way to put it, but I just want to say I love this work because I've seen so much transformation through this. And yes, it may not be for everyone, but I'm not someone who's shouty. I'm not here to say this is like the flash in the pan kind of thing. This is for long term, long term. And so mentorships with me can be forever. You can do live with me. I would love that. But you can also just start with 3 months, 4 months, and see where that leads. See where that takes you, because if you are committed, I'm 100% there already. And there is no way it's going to fail. No way in that circumstance, ever. So, my loves, I'm deeply grateful to be able to share today's transmission with you. I am so grateful for you. However this lands for you, I send you so much love. And for all of you who are really saying yes, and you just need that little bit of, clarification, DM me, let's have a chat, and let's get you going. Let's get you rising. Let's make 2023 your best effing life ever. Okay? Sending you all so much love, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.